Hey Janice, I'm here, but I'm not on video because I'm driving for a minute.
Okay, be safe.
So,
Hi,
so
Mark.
as soon as I get home, I'll get back on video, which should be
Okay,
like 15 minutes maybe.
no worries. Thanks for joining, anyways, and listening in. Hi, Kelly.
Yes.
Hi, Lane. Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? You can unmute yourselves and
I'm doing good. I just having trouble. I got you on speaker screen and I'm not sure how to change that. So
oh,
I'll find it. I had it there. So
are you on a laptop or
laptop today. Yeah.
yeah, top right corner should be.
I'm finding it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Gallery. Okay, there you go. Thanks.
good. Now you can see everyone.
I can.
All right. Hi, Lane.
Hello. How are you doing?
I am good. I've been anxious to get going. I've been sitting here since like 9:30 going, checking the time. It's like I love this. This is a great day. I get to talk with you guys all about mystic stuff, and then I get to be on the uh a summit and talk about mystical stuff on there this afternoon. So it's a day of mystics. I
I
love
was sorry, excuse me. I was just listening and I left the meeting. Is it all going to be recorded that you're aware of?
I don't think like it's being recorded, but I don't think recordings are being sent out. I don't the I think that you have to purchase the recordings
Oh,
from
okay.
what I was reading. Usually they let you watch the next day and then
Yeah.
send, if you want it longer. But so yeah, I missed a few this morning. I should have been on there watching too, but
No, you're fine. You're prepping for us. So
yeah,
I'm
that's
I'm
right.
I'm grateful for you taking the time to prep for us.
Well, getting in the space here. How are you, Jen? Hi, Dalmain. How are you, Jen?
I'm great. I'm not at all grounded because my computer was not working, but I just got it to work and I'm so thrilled. So I'm so excited to be here and to be able to hear you. It got damaged in travel yesterday.
Oh
I
no.
so one of the keys, it sounds like the key is constantly being hit and it just makes
Oh,
noise. And I have a class I'm starting to run tonight. So it can't be doing that to me tonight.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
So we're just going to say that I fixed it by bashing really hard on the key that I think it was. And there you go. If it doesn't work, just hit it harder, right?
That's
Oh,
that's a Fonzie move. Do you remember Fonzie?
yes. I loved Fonzie. That's hysterical.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Lane. You're too young. Happy Days was a sitcom we used to watch, and Fonzie was this cool biker guy, super nice, but cool. And if something was wrong with something, he'd just like pound on it and fix it for everyone. He was so cool. All he needed to do was pound on it and it would fix it.
And he would do this all the time. And he'd go,
Yeah.
hey, hey.
It's funny because probably about a week ago, my husband and I were joking around and I said something about like it just popped into my head, don't be such a potsy. And it's like I hadn't thought of that in so long. No one says that anymore.
Right. Oh, that's so
So,
funny.
another phrase from that show. But anyways. All right. I brought this book out this one. It was one of the ones I recommended last month. I don't know if any of you have read it. Yeah. It's a good one for now, honestly, she's got a lot of little experiments in here for working with energy and kind of proving to you that there is this fabric of energy around us, right? So it's a neat one if you come by it, or if you're close by and you want to borrow it, for sure. It's good. So I thought I'd pull it out and just hold it up for you guys. How has it been going for the last month for your mystical experiences?
For me, I'm having a hard time getting onto Teachable again. I tried again today. And I don't know what, can you send or let me know what just the site is for the student? Because it keeps bringing me back to the site that I registered for that I didn't want to register for.
Yeah, because we
Have you-
deleted that.
Have you
Right?
downloaded the app, domain?
Maybe that's what I need to do on my computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And
I have the app on my computer.
Do you?
Yeah, it shows up on my little screen page. Maybe it's just a shortcut.
Maybe. Yeah, the app,
it-
if you have an iPhone, the app is really good on there.
Yeah. It doesn't, I don't know. It didn't work for me on the iPhone. It kept taking me to that one site, right? To the one
Mhm.
that I thought I was supposed to be signing up for as a teacher, but I didn't mean to do that one.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it
when
comes
you
up
go
with
to
nothing.
when you go to teachable.com, you should be just logging in because there's like a creator login, and then there's
Right.
you can just log in. Now, I have several different teachables with other people too. So when I log in, they all show up on my screen as well as my own. And then it says one schools I'm an affiliate in, and I have a couple there, and then schools I'm enrolled in, and I have a couple there. And sometimes when you're an affiliate for another school, it throws you off because you go to, like, I am an affiliate for Whitney Freya, and also I'm enrolled in her schools. So every time I go to her schools that I'm enrolled in, because I'm like, I want to go to my course and look at something, it takes me to the affiliate page, even when I click on the section that says schools I'm enrolled in. So when that happens, I just have to go up to the top left corner where it says Whitney Freya, or it would say Janice Gallant, and click on that, and it takes me to my courses. And so sometimes there's like little funny things, but you should, if you're logging in with the right email and password, then it should be taking you to yours.
Yeah.
school.
I'm logging in, but it's not taking me to my school. It's taking me to my creator as if I'm creating something. So anyway, I'll figure it out. I'll
Well,
definitely load it on the,
maybe we can Zoom and you can share your screen, and we can see if we can figure it out together. Okay.
okay, sounds good.
We'll do that. I'll connect with you and we'll do that. We'll get it figured out.
Yes.
It will work.
It's funny because it came up once without me asking for it. Like I was trying to get in and then it popped up and it's like, okay, that's weird. But I couldn't figure out how it did that. I don't know. I don't know. Some, like, I used to be good in technology. I think I'm getting worse as I get older.
No, it's just getting more complicated and
That
bigger.
might be it.
Yeah,
That
you're
might
not
be it.
getting worse. Yeah. We'll connect it anyways.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds
Thanks.
good. So
Thanks.
that's causing me some grief, but when I did get in there where it accidentally popped up, then I did some stuff, but I still do need to, and I did listen to your last month or the last recording and did my meditation like I told you out in the bush. I stopped my car and went into the Nordegg area and just meditated, which was cool. And I'm getting stronger messages is what I'm finding. And I'm able to get deeper with my more and more meditations that I'm doing. And that's awesome. And I'm feeling really yes. So bring it on. Right. But whatever. Anyway, that's where I'm at with it. So I haven't got as many things done as I'd like, but I have done a couple things.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And anybody else, like, are you feeling more energy, like feeling into it? Are you remembering to connect into it and noticing even energies of other people?
I feel the energy
I-
of other people all the time. What I'm working on is connecting into my knowing and to really getting deep within to my knowing and what I'm and trusting that. I don't trust that very much. So that's what I'm working on.
Awesome. Yeah, and we're going to do a meditation today that's really powerful for helping with that. Awesome. Because that's the whole thing is if we don't quite know how to get, like if we're not practiced, it's not that we don't know how, but if we're not practiced in that dropping into our own heart and soul, then all the other stuff we're picking up on, because we are all empaths, if you're here, we're picking up on all the other energies and we're just like, okay, I can't decipher what's mine, what's yours, what's going on. And I feel like it's all mine. Right? Yeah, totally. Totally.
That's what I'm experiencing as well is, okay, is that, does that belong to me? And it's like, okay, I don't think so. Never. Where would that have ever come from in my, experience? So it's like, okay, somebody else. Thank you for sharing.
Right. Yeah. And I have to really watch because when people close to me are not feeling well, like sick, I feel it. And it's like, oh, I'm getting sick. And then I'm fine like 2 hours later. So I'm like, oh, it's not mine. I don't want it. Push it away. Lane, you were going to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna say, the more I do this work, I don't know if this is gonna sound weird, but the more that I feel like I don't belong with a lot of people. It's kind of crazy. Like I'm just like, even some friends that I've known forever, and we went and did something together, and I'm like, I don't even know if I belong here anymore. Like I don't like because they don't have any kind of spirituality, so it's hard to connect sometimes with people because they don't have it. But yeah, this is just
I
a
think
journey that
the right people will come to you. They'll start
yeah.
they'll start coming. Like they just come out of the woodwork.
And
It
the
does.
and the
It
ones
takes
and the
time.
ones that aren't connected will slowly fall away. And you will all of a sudden you'll go a year from now going, oh hey, I haven't even spoken with that person for a year. Wonder what they're up to. And then you go, no, I don't.
It
Yeah,
can,
it's not that I'm not sad about it at all. That's the other thing. It's crazy. So,
oh,
well,
that's,
it's nice to hear that you guys have experienced it too.
yeah.
My
And
whole
it
life.
actually, yeah, it can be a very uncomfortable place to be at times because you feel like you often feel, and I often felt like I don't fit in. I don't belong in any group that I know. It's like, but these ladies are right. Over the years, like that part has helped me discern between the friendships are kind of done because friendships come and go in your life and they serve a purpose and they're beautiful and there's a way to let it go that is not, it doesn't have to be messy. It's just okay, we're done. This is fine. Right. And also there's a way to keep the friends that you still love that aren't into this. I have a couple friends that they're the ladies I go away with every year to the island for our spa and they're slowly getting to know what I do. They're not quite but they're more open to it. They know that I'm the spiritual one and they are accepting of that. But what I see in them is a beautiful heart. And so they don't have to be on that spiritual path because that's not for everyone. And that's okay. And there's other gifts to the friendships. So you get to a comfortable place once you have a circle that you know is your spiritual friends that get you. And it's important because family doesn't get you either. Oftentimes they don't get you. My sons, they sometimes they talk to me, but they're kind of like, yeah, mom's the the woo-woo girl. So, that's okay. That's okay, because when they're having trouble, they come to me. Right?
You're the first person they go to.
Yeah,
And
that's right. That's right. So thanks
That
for
is so
sharing that.
funny that you say that. My son just started at Montana State. So I just sent him a bunch of crystals, and around each one, like I created this little pouch for each one that had a reason for why I was sending each one to him, what this is for. And then I included a note on top, like, you don't have to show anybody these. You can hide these in your drawer until you need something. You know, this is for you to use. He called me and was just laughing his head off. I guess his roommate looked over and was like, oh, your mom's one of those. And my kid was like, yep. And then he goes, but mom, I can't sleep with it under my pillow, like you said, because the headboard has a slat. So it's just going to fall out. And I said, well, put it in your pillowcase. Like we're literally whispering about how he can sleep with his crystals. And I love it. So
Yeah.
fun.
That is good. And Shane did come, they went, where did they go? To the zoo or something? And there was a lot going on there. And he's like, yeah, I came home and I smudged everything. I was like, yes, good job. Okay, well, so last month was about kind of playing in the energy, just becoming more and more aware of it, getting yourself back into okay, there's an energy field here. There's more than what we see. And you guys are really not newbies in this. You get it. And there's like those books really help. So feeding both the science brain as well as the intuitive side of yourself it was very important to me when I first started. I read a lot of science-based books confirming that there is something more here, because I just needed that, because I have that rational side. Now I'm good with it. It's like, okay, I don't need proof anymore, but I've had enough experiences. So that was last month. Now this month is going to be about opening up to connect even more. So we connected with our spirit animal last week, and now we're going to connect with our guides and angels, and continue to connect with your spirit animal, totem animal. And so each week is a different one to focus on. So the first one will be your guides, and that is what we will do today. Yes, Alberto Villo, I can't say his last name.
I can't either. Violdo. He is
Yeah.
an PhD in anthropology and biology, and he works with the same nation of Indians that I am initiated with down in Peru. So he's a phenomenal resource, and he's written a ton of books. I love his oracle decks.
That's where I've seen his oracle decks. Yes. Oh, thank you, Jen, for sharing that. Yeah, you guys share. This is great.
Well, and for those of us who want some proof or need something, based in science, he's great.
Perfect. Okay. Well, let's do our meditation to get started, and then we'll talk about what's in the module here for you. Okay. So is my sound okay, you guys? Okay. I got a new microphone, so I'm hoping it's working good. And I got it because the morning meditations on the Facebook, Soulfully Aligned Women, always has this background like buzzing or something. And so my recordings are often hollow sounding. So I was talking to my marketing person, and she's like, get a microphone. And I'm like, okay. So I did. And then the first day on the morning meditations, it didn't work. It wasn't working. So I was like talking, but they couldn't hear me. Hopefully we got it fixed now. All right. So light your candle, get yourself settled, maybe put on some quiet music. I don't think I can put background music on with the microphone on. Oh, Micah, are you back home? We can wait a minute for you to get settled.
Yeah, I just was gonna grab my notebook upstairs real quick.
No problem. Well, and if those of you that are watching the recording after, Susan and Karen and Oh, who else we got here? Lindsay. Yeah. Welcome, and we miss you. And we hope
And-
that you can pop in again.
Can you explain how to do the smudging correctly, just so that I
Mm.
know it's supposed to be 3 circles, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I do 4, one for each direction. So first of all, you light your sage. Don't blow on it with your breath. That's why we have feathers, because when you blow on it with your breath, you're putting your power into it. Whereas it's okay if you did. Don't worry. I've done it too. So then use your feathers to spread it around. If you have something, then item, let's say a crystal that you want to smudge, then you wave it over the smoke 4 times. So 1 for each direction, like north, south, east, west, with the intention of it cleansing. You can also smudge yourself. And again, think 4 times. I do for my body, for my mind, my emotions, my spirit, and I also do for Mother Earth, connect to Mother Earth. Same thing then, I smudge first, because the smudging, the white sage or the Palo Santo, whatever you're using, is cleansing and clearing. Okay, so what it helps do is dissipate the energy that may be heavy in the space. And you know what? Vacuuming does the same thing. It's the vibration. Yeah, it's the vibration, right? It breaks up the energy. That's why your house feels so good after you vacuum. And I found that out because I said to my shamanic teacher many years ago, I said, when we move, I always feel like it's not our house until I vacuum. And she told me that. She's like, yeah, it's the vibrations. So never forgotten that. And then
For
I
that.
use mugwort,
Oh, okay.
root,
What's
and bay leaves. Yes, bay leaves. And there was something else I used once, many years ago. I don't know. I think it might have been bay leaves in some sort of a liquid, and we burned them. Maybe Micah, you know this. We burned them it was in a metal. We got a metal container. It was filled with, was it rubbing alcohol or something? And then we put something in it, burned it, and it's supposed to really cleanse the house. I'd have to go back to my notes. And
I've just always, with bay leaves, written on the bay leaf what it is I'm wanting to cleanse or remove or whatever.
nice.
And I've noticed the more they crackle. So if you haven't burned them before, just know they like to talk a lot. And I've noticed the more it's clearing, the louder the sound is. I don't know if other people experience that or not, but
That's cool. And where do you get your bay leaves from?
Just at the store. There's a company online that you can buy an actual bay leaf tree.
Oh,
They're like $40 for a little tree, but I killed mine, so I picked all the leaves up.
okay. I just remembered what it was that we burned in. And Kelly, I know you want to say something too. It was like it was rubbing alcohol and a salt, Epsom salt or something in the dish. And the alcohol burned the salt and that cleansed the space. Kelly, what were you saying?
Something I learned from a First Nations fellow, and when you said don't put your own breath into it, that puts your spirit into that smoke. What he also explained to me was use a lighter, like a natural source of light. Don't use a man-made, like a lighter. So what I've done traditionally is I light my candle with my lighter, and then I use my candle to light my smudge. Because oftentimes I'll burn my fingers with my little wooden match, and it's like, oh, it's not catching. So I light my candle, and then I light
Yeah.
my smudge after that. So
Perfect. Thank you for saying that. I forgot to say that, but I do the same thing. That's why I always have my candle on. It's always on. And then I smudge and use my sweetgrass. Did I say that? Then I use the sweetgrass afterwards. The sweetgrass calls in blessings. So for me, it's like I'm calling in the highest when I bring in the sweetgrass, the highest sources. Awesome. Is there something else written there? Did I miss something? Oh, that's what Micah wrote. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's get settled in. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Take in some nice, long, deep breaths. In through your nose and then releasing, let it out through your mouth. Breathe in deeply, all the way down to the bottom of your belly, stretching out your belly. And let go at your own pace. And I always take 4 long, deep breaths at least. And coming back to your normal breathing pattern. Coming into your heart. Bringing your awareness into the physical sensation of your heart chakra space. I'm feeling so grateful for all of you here, for being here, for our circling up and sharing together. And just feel that gratitude for you, for taking this time for the deepest, most sacred part of you, your soul time. And then let your heart soften and expand. You might think of those that you love, for the beauty you have created, for the beauty of the world. For the circle of friends or loved ones around you, holding your babies, holding your pets. And you can feel that expansion in your heart. You're going to let your heart grow and expand and send that light down, connecting deeply into the heart of Mother Earth. That beautiful support and love that we receive from her. Knowing that she holds a wisdom. Beautiful light codes have been planted within her for us. Seeds of awakening in the crystals, in the sacred waters, in the earth, in the medicines of the plants. And she holds them and offers them to us in the divine timing. So feel her love from her heart connect directly with yours. And then reaching up from your heart, up into the universe, to the heart of the universe, to the place of pure light, in the highest frequencies, the highest resonances, the highest love and grace. Connecting intentionally to open up to that and bring more of that into your life. That is your cord of life source, of creativity and inspiration. And we are opening up to it even more, inviting it in, allowing this beautiful love light to flow down, coming all the way down through the top of your head into your heart. Breathe it into your heart. And as you breathe out, let it spread through your body and let it flow down to Mother Earth. Because you are the bridge between heaven and earth. And just allow yourself to receive for a minute. Just feel yourself completely open in your heart, in every cell of your body, in your energy field softening to open up. And receive more. Allow it to cleanse any old energies, any lingering residues, any heaviness. Just let it flow down into the earth. Mother Earth will transmute it back into the light. Breathe it in, receive, fill up, restore yourself. And as we do this, everything aligns within us. Our chakras align. And you can take the light in your heart, bring your awareness to your heart. You're going to allow that light to move up as if you are bringing all your focus up through the top of your head to your crown chakra, perhaps the one, your soul star chakra, which is about 3 feet above your head. Bring your awareness up to this place. We are moving up to connect with the higher sources. And if this doesn't feel right, it's okay to stay in your heart. We'll still be opening up to more. And I want you to imagine that you are on the top of a mountain. It's like a plateau, a beautiful, warm plateau high up. And there is a sacred fire burning. And you are creating a space there around the sacred fire. You're going to sit down. Perhaps there's chairs, perhaps there's blankets, pillows, whatever works for you. And we are on this mountaintop. You can feel the sun is warm. You are so far away from any hindering energies, any other people, any technology, anything like that. You are in this pure space. And what we're going to do here is we're going to call in our gatekeeper. We each have a gatekeeper who we can call on and ask for help. And so imagine this beautiful portal of light at the top of this mountain, this circle of light, a gate, and your gatekeeper steps through. Acknowledge your gatekeeper. Perhaps we've never talked to each other before. Acknowledge them with respect and thank them. Perhaps you see a visual image. Let your imagination create your gatekeeper. Your gatekeeper is the one who will protect and guard the channels that come through to you. It can be overwhelming. Some of us can become like an open doorway for energies to move through, and your gatekeeper is the one who will stand guard and close it when you need it closed, or open it and only allow through who you choose. So just let your imagination create this gatekeeper. Perhaps they have a name. It's like your personal bodyguard. And thank them and ask them that you now would like to work with them to be letting through only those that you call through, only those of the highest truth and compassion. And so now we're going to call in your guide team. We have many, many guides that work with us, but we have a close spirit team along with our animal totems and spirits. And we also have those that have passed on that stand with us. But we have guides that are here to guide us through this path. So we're going to ask the gatekeeper to allow these guides to come in. So through this beautiful light portal, you'll see your guide team come through. And there's a perfect amount of chairs or blankets and pillows around the sacred fire for everyone to have a seat and circle up together. Imagine them coming in, sitting down, smiling at you, greeting you. And if there isn't any clarity, just stop and take a breath. No rush, no straining, just allowing. And you may sense some of them, and you may have a clearer sense of others. And we all have a couple of these guides. And they may be teachers, ascended masters, ancestors. These are the guides that have most likely had an earth path at one time, but are still serving our journey and are here to help guide you through this lifetime, perhaps many lifetimes. Just take a few minutes. You may notice any colors, notice what they're wearing. Perhaps there's just one or two that are really strongly there for you. Imagine you're sitting there like you are with friends around a fire, and they're all talking. Perhaps they have things to show you. So let your imagination go. You may ask questions. You might ask for their names, see if any names come to you. Get a sense for the way their energy feels. If there's warmth, if there's tingling, if it's just a warm, grounding energy. Let it play out like a movie. Perhaps they're showing you images. You can imagine like a movie screen in front of you. They can show you things on, or even like a hologram in the center between you. And just take time to notice any details. When you feel that you've received as many messages as you can hold at this time, thank them for being here. And then we're going to allow them to move back through that beautiful portal with the gatekeeper standing there. And we're going to just let that go. Thank you, thank you, thank you to our gatekeeper. And then you're going to begin to feel yourself back in your space, coming back to this realm, bringing your energy, your awareness back down to your heart space. Bringing back all the messages, all the love. Grounding back into this this realm into your chair. Begin to move your body. Stretching your fingers and toes and your neck. And when you're ready, come on back to this space. Mm. Hmm. Yes, feel free to journal anything if you want to write anything down. So this is the next part of the psychic development, is actually creating a space for your guides and angels and teachers and healers to all come through. And this space that we just created is important because you can go back to that same visual and keep connecting to your guides there. And the other thing that's important is that as you move through the weeks and you say, okay, well, this week I'm going to connect to my guardian angel, and then this week I'm going to connect to my angels, you're going to create a new space for each one. So your guardian angel, you are going to again create a beautiful space that will be the location in that realm of where you meet your guardian angel. And then in the next week, when you meet your angels, you're going to create a space for those angels, perhaps your healing angels, perhaps your protective angels, right? As we create these spaces, they become really important, because when we spontaneously sit down and say in the future, oh my gosh, universe, I need help with something, and one of those spaces pops up in your mind when you sit down to meditate, then you will know that is the guide or the angel or the teacher who has a message for you. So they'll automatically take you there. And so when we create those spaces, it's like we're going to meet them. We're saying, okay, this is our intention, that this is where I'm going to commune with you. This is where I'm going to build our relationship with you. And that is super important, because like Dalmain said, you're getting stronger and stronger messages, and that will come through. And you will also begin to feel the different energies. So angelic energy is a very different feeling than the guides that you connect with. So for instance, for me, when I connect to my guides in that space on the mountaintop, it feels very earthy. It feels very warm. It feels very supported, like somebody's wrapping me in a blanket, like somebody's standing behind me saying, we're with you. You're not alone, right? When angels come in, there is first of all, the colors are brighter and shimmering, and there is a much higher frequency, a more elevated, airy, like I'm floating kind of feeling, right? So you will get to have get to know these different energies. And also, just like the other day when I was leading a meditation, and all of a sudden I knew Archangel had Raphael had come in, because all I saw was this beautiful, vibrant, emerald green, shimmering light all around. And it's like, that's my sign for Archangel Raphael. And so you'll get different signs from your guides, and that becomes like your communication with them. And the more we can sit our butts down and with the intention to do these meditations, the stronger the connection is, and the easier the messages will pop into you through your day. Then you won't have to actually sit down and do a full meditation. You can stop, breathe, and go, okay, thank you, right? Get that coming through. However, you still need to have those beautiful meditations of communing. So there are like hundreds of thousands of different energies and angels and guides that are out there. And that is why having the gatekeeper really helps, because a lot of people are way more open to this. They just come in open. Everyone has the ability to grow the skill and nurture it and refine it. But some people, kind of like those people that were, born to sing, have the vocal cords already ready for them. And so some people can open up to these energies, and some, like a medium, is someone that connects very easily to the beings that have passed over. And maybe that's your thing, right? But if that's not what you want and you're open to it, then you need your gatekeeper to help you, because they can come in randomly from all over the place, and it can be very confusing and overwhelming. And I first found the gatekeeper when I was overwhelmed with creative ideas. And I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I felt like I was fluttering from one thing to another, and there were so many creative ideas flowing in. I couldn't finish anything. I have so many unfinished projects. And finally I was like, I am exhausted. I just need to be able to focus on one thing, right? Just give me like, whoo. So that's when the gatekeeper came in, and it's like, okay. And it was beautiful, because it was like silence then. And I'm like, yes, those creative ideas are there. They're going to still be there. I get to pick and choose when I'm going to write the book, when I'm going to do the painting. Like, I get to pick and choose when, instead of it just coming in like a faucet that's flowing and won't turn off. Right. So that's one part of it. And as I said, and the other part is there are lots of energies out there, and some of them are, couch potato energies. And I really want to connect with the highest truth and compassion. I really want to work in the highest realms. And so we need to protect ourselves from that. And I have known ever since I was younger, like my son talked to me one time about a show he was watching. It was really scary and creepy, and it was freaking him out. And I'm like, why are you even watching that? If it's freaking you out, why are you watching it? And my daughter too, she I had to go into, when we were on the acreage, I had to go in the backyard and, I don't know, get the horses in or feed them or something. And it was dark, and she watches scary movies all the time. And I came back in, and she goes, how can you do that? It's so scary to go out there in the dark. And I was like, well, I don't watch creepy movies, right? So I'm okay. But I don't make space in my life for that, because I know there are things that are crazy and creepy and weird. I grew up in a household where things happened like that. Things fell off shelves all the time, and it freaked us out. And it was because we were in a home that was filled with a lot of anger. It was also filled, my mom was an alcoholic, and alcohol just opens things up for that. Like, addictions open up. They create like holes in energy fields, and it opens up to these other energies. So we need to consciously say, no, you are not welcome here, and you're good. And that is fine. That's all you need to do. And then creating sacred space is something that I do every single time. Every single time I sit down to channel, to meditate, I align above and below. That's the alignment meditation in the beginning. You're connecting your heart to the earth and the universe, and with our highest and purest intentions. And so that in the module is the part of creating sacred space. What we just did, we lit a candle, we burned some sage or some Palo Santo and sweetgrass. We set the intention, right? That is sacred space. And you can create that sacred space for your home, for your family. You can hold the energy for your family, and you can keep it pure, right? And that is beautiful. And that, helps kids sleep better at night, helps everyone come home. And I mean, even my husband now, like when I sage, he's like, oh, that feels better, right? He senses it. And he's just, he's like, okay, you go do your thing kind of guy, right? The other thing is calling in the 4 directions. Now, this is something that was very ingrained in me because I worked with a shaman, and every time we sat in circle, we opened circle by calling in the 4 directions. And that, again, is just pure intention. You can do that in so many different ways, just by, acknowledging the powers that be. Saying a prayer can open a circle. Different native cultures open circles in different ways. They all call in the directions the same way. And, Father Sky, Mother Earth, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, they all call that in, but they have different animals in the different directions that represent the spirit keepers of those directions, right? So as we call in the 4 directions, we're asking the powers of those animals to stand guard of our circle, to protect our circle. And there are also archangels, which I think is next month that we go through, but oh no, it's here. So the Archangel Raphael is of the east, Michael is the south, Gabriel is the west, and Uriel is the north. That's in the module there. So you can even call in the angels. It doesn't have to be shamanic based, right? It depends on whatever sits in your heart. And that's the right way. And even elders in Native communities have said to me, have asked me questions like, well, how are you doing this or whatever? How are you making your decisions? And I'm like, well, I'm just following the guidance from within. And they nodded their head and said, yeah, that's what you're doing. That's good, right? We're not listening to other people and changing our ceremonies for them. We're listening to the guidance that comes from within us. So know that when you create that beautiful sacred space, you have created that space, that you are safe. Are there any questions around that? Because in the past, there's been some people that get a little worried about stuff. Okay, go ahead.
Quite a while ago, I had joined a circle in Red Deer, and they taught us a short prayer protection. And so I've used that forever. And every day I probably say it 3 or 4 times because it's just on my tongue. So it goes, I surround myself with the holy divine light of the great light brotherhood and sisterhood of man, and ask that none shall manifest unto me except that of the highest, the truest, and the best. And as simple as that, and it just made me feel so much better whenever I needed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Delmaine, will you put that in the Facebook group,
Sure.
please?
I can do that.
Awesome.
I was trying to see where you said that that is written down here in our module, but is it in the other is there a different module I don't have? Are we doing,
Module 2.
uh-huh. Is
It's
it the alchemist one or is it the other group?
it's the other group.
Okay, that's why.
I am support. Let me just. Yes,
Okay,
I unsupported this one.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't print that one off.
that's okay. I am also sometimes confused. I'm like, okay, what? It's all part and parcel, but yes, I have a beautiful little card that my grandmother gave me, that she gave it to me, right? My grandmother was a beautiful spiritual woman, and she loved that I was getting into all of this. And but she said, you need to be careful. And she gave me a little card with a prayer on it. And I'll take a picture of it and put it in the Facebook group too. And it's just, if you remember it off the top of my head, the light of love surrounds me. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. Wherever I am, God is. That kind of, I know I'm missing something in there, but that's the prayer. So I have kept it with my tarot cards. Always keep it with that. So, yeah.
Janice, can you expand on what your grandmother said to you about please be careful?
Ah, yes. Well, she was saying exactly that you need to create sacred space, because she knew that as soon as, like, a lot of times when we're young, we get excited and get into this. And she said, she did warn me against using a Ouija board, which was fine with me. I didn't like Ouija boards, just call in the couch potato spirits. But there are strong energies out there. Not all of them are looking out for the best of the world and you, and they will kind of feed off of you, right? So she was just making sure that I was aware of that and that I was protecting myself before I dove in my excitement as a young woman going, yes, yeah. So I hope
Thank
that
you. Thank you.
yeah, that's it.
A,
Okay.
a
Go
little
ahead.
story just about a Ouija board. I had used them with that group that I was with, but we did our protections first, of course. So then you were able to control that, right? And then I attended a function that was just a party, and there was a couple girls upstairs, and young girls, teenagers, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I happened to walk by their room and they had a Ouija board out. And so I went in there and I guided them and I told them, you need to protect yourself when you use a Ouija board, and make sure that everything is good. So I taught them the prayer, and they thought that was cool. And because they don't know, they think it's a game quite often. And then we ended up asking it some questions, and it actually did answer them for them, and asked questions about me that they had no idea, and I never even touched it, and they were able to answer it. So they thought that was pretty cool. But I did warn them, because yes, and I have only had one negative experience in my life, and I used the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want at that time. It was before I even knew too much about this, but I just found out that no, you just say no. You are not allowed in my space, whatever you are, and I don't even believe in you, because you're not real for me. You are not allowed. It is not allowed. It doesn't exist. So you can't harm me. And it's just you just have to be confident, and it's the fear that takes away that confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so for a lot of people, they're afraid of something that they don't understand, know, and fear. And it's just like, nope, not allowed. Go away.
Yeah.
You don't exist for me, so you can't possibly be.
Yeah. Like
right?
Micah said, you have no power here.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, in all my time, I've never had any negative experiences since I've learned about protection and since I moved out of my parents' house. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so in the module, there's like a few more details about that, other ways of creating crystal grids, things like that, if you're familiar with it. Any of those steps will help you. So when I do want to hear about want you to share anything from the meditation, but in the weekly exercises, this is just a guideline to say, and you can pick and choose whichever one you want, but to spend some time connecting with those guides again. The more you connect with them, the more it builds. And if you want to create a garden with a bench on it where your guides come and sit with you, do that. That is one way. When I channel for other people, that's what I do. I have a special place that I go to, and a bench is there, and I invite them to come and sit on the bench, and I connect with their higher guides and angels and teachers. So there's structure to it, right? We're not randomly going, feed me something, I don't know what, right? We're saying, okay, I'm going to go here, and I'm inviting you in. So you get to keep connecting with your guides, revisit with your spirit animal, keep building that connection as you walk through, and perhaps your spirit animal just automatically comes in with you, but take time to commune with your spirit animal and acknowledge them and thank them for the guidance, because they truly are doing a lot for us, whether we are aware of it or not. Your guardian angel, everyone has a guardian angel that stays with them through their lifetime, and you'll know when you see them. So notice what kind of colors and lights come in with your guardian angel. And if you are auditory, like if you hear anything, like that's the one thing, guardian angels are always very, very loving, and they speak to you like you're their most loving child, like sweet one, dear one, we are here for you. Like there's just a very loving and sweet messages that come through. Your guides are a little bit more, because they've had an earth walk, they kind of know what it's like here on earth, and they're a little bit more like talking to a friend, right? And then the angel team. So find your team of angels who are here for you to help you walk through. And just commune in that angelic realm. And there's one other one that I didn't write down that kind of came through at the end of our meditation, but then I felt like, no, this isn't the right time, but this is important for you to know. I want you to actually connect with your ascended master who can help you become a better channel. So specifically call in an ascended master or teacher who can help you become a clearer channel, to open up that communication more. So ascended masters can often be like, you maybe connect to Jesus, Mary Magdalene, the Buddha, right? Those are our ascended masters. Mother Teresa, still there helping us, but those that have elevated much higher up in awareness and frequency from our guides. So lots of different levels. None are better than the others. It's just different kinds of help. So how was your meditation? Let's chat a little bit. Let's go around and see what came through for you. Did you get any names, any colors, any specifics or questions? Let me see.
I'll go if everybody doesn't mind, because I got to go pick up my grandson, so I'll have to go off.
That's okay.
Again, today's just that day, like, okay, we gotta run here and get back here and then get gone here, and then mine, I was instantly taken to Mogul Mountain, which is by Redfish Lake, Stanley area. And it's a peak that when you come up over the last little peak, it completely silences all the noise from the lake, like all the boats, you can't hear a single thing. So I was like, okay. And there's crystals all around the lake, but there was like a sacred flame in the middle. And I wasn't surprised that Archangel Michael and Saint Germain were there, but a great grandmother came in that I've done like a couple of like ancestral meditations that she's come in hot, like, hey, hi. So we just were reminiscing about other lifetimes and together and stuff. So yeah, it was cool.
Oh,
And they said, be in who you are. So
lovely. Oh, that's so cool. Ah, be in who you are. Oh, that was one of the things this week too, that I was like, yes to more me. Right? Yeah. Thank you, Micah. All right. Kelly, you were gonna go.
It was kind of weird. I didn't see the gatekeeper. All I saw was color. And then when you said to open the gate, the portal for the guides, a big purple polar bear came along. I don't know, I got these bears hanging out with me. So, and then when that portal opened, a whole bunch of old women came in. And I mean old indigenous women, like lots of kookums. And it was like they're dressed, the eldest of the elders was dressed in purple and red and in Navajo signage and everything all over her shawl. And all I could see was her reaching her hand out to me. And it was like a safe, you're safe. And it was just really, it was emotional. I then when you said, okay, it's time to send them home, I was like, no, can't do that. There's a great big massive golden yellow hole, like a halo. And it was like, okay, there they go, bye. And I was like, no, I don't want you to go. I need you to stay here. So that's where I went today.
And that's where you're gonna go back today.
I guess so.
That's awesome. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love hearing what comes through for people. And it's funny because I remember in a previous group, a polar bear came through for another woman too, but she was like, a polar bear? Never would have thought of a polar bear.
Well, and she was purple. Purple. And I'm not sure if everybody's aware of the mining that's done now down in southern Alberta, but they have the ammolite, and those are the colors that kept just flickering around, like the gold and the green and the blue and the red. And it was like, and they were just that vibrant gemstone colors. And it's like, oh, today's a gemstone day.
Dual colors. Beautiful. Oh, well, you're going to have to really think about those colors too, what they mean, especially the purple, because it came through for you.
Well, purple's been really showing up a lot in this last little while. So I always think of it as divinity.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And so then I thought, okay, I got a red and a purple. I got, and you said connect your heart to the earth and to the universe. I was like, okay, well, root is red and universe is white, but it can be purple. And I went a little far. I went far on that one.
That's okay. The allowing your imagination to take you, because some people are afraid to do that. They go, but then I'm creating it. It's like, no, they're using your imagination to expand. Like the more you can expand and allow your imagination to go, the more flow and ease. It's not so tight, right? So it allows them to use that to communicate. So I love it. Thank you, Kelly. Anybody else? Let's see.
I'll go next. Mine was super powerful, actually. It was my two sets of grandparents. So my mom's parents and my dad's parents were sitting there with me. And my one grandma, who was very spiritual, was sitting right next to me, and she had giant angel wings. And I've just felt really uncertain about some decisions I've made lately, and she just reassured me that she's got it. Don't worry. Quit worrying. Just relax. You're on the right path, kind of thing. So when we came back, I had tears in my eyes, and I'm not really a teary person. So, and I've never had tears in a meditation, really. So that was really powerful and felt really good.
Tell
My
me.
gatekeeper was a cartoon, and which is really weird. It was a female cartoon. She was beautiful. It's
That's
crazy.
so beautiful. And Lane, I want to share that when I first started on this journey, ancestors were so prevalent in my meditations. And I think they're just celebrating. It's like, yes, 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 she's doing it, right? And they're there for us. And it's so beautiful.
Yeah, you just gave me goosebumps saying that. So
And
it's
my gatekeeper is the gatekeeper off Avengers.
awesome.
That's who I see.
So perfect.
Okay. Jen?
I just got back from Washington, D.C. late last night, and I spent the day 2 days ago before the day of travel at the National History Museum, and in the crystal and gem exhibit, and it was so magnificently beautiful. I've gone to gemstone shows and gem shows, whatever, but I was literally gobsmacked and had this strange realization that so many of these crystals look like coral from coral reefs. And so I was they at the Smithsonian, they have all this information about where the crystals are mined and whatever. And so anyway, that comes in later. So that has been on my mind. And the second that you mentioned gatekeeper, boom, there was this young Native American warrior in full headdress with an arrow, and I was on the bluff in Elephant Butte, New Mexico, which we kind of just discovered since we moved here in June. And he was vivid, as though I could have reached out to touch him, and I just felt this like, oh, of course that's who you are. Which was this familiarity was kind of surprising, because I don't recall ever having called in him or a gatekeeper before. And when I was in a teepee on the bluff, and all of my other guides were there, and I actually heard during this guide that I thought was just a guide, forgive the expression, is actually my guardian angel. So she was in there too, illuminating the back of the teepee, which was surrounded. It had like four piles of crystals, if you will, where the crystals were all there with the meanings for why they were there, and they were from things that I just saw in the Smithsonian. Anyway, so that's the crystal issue. And then I heard, of course, the crystals that are found in mud are also seen on the reef, because it was all underwater and they all share properties. And I was like, I mean, call me stupid, but I was like, oh, of course that would make sense. And I just hadn't considered it yet. Anyway, and then it was just beautiful. I don't know what the name of the warrior is. It's something arrow star, star and arrow, but that arrow star doesn't feel right. So I'm curious and interested in finding out his name. But that was just beautiful. Thank you very much.
Oh, that is so fabulous. Thank you for sharing all that. Wow. Wow.
That was
Yeah, it was really
amazing.
cool.
Very
It was
Yeah.
really cool.
wow.
So cool. Hi, Susan. I'm gonna send the replay out to you shortly here so that you can we're just talking about what we saw in the meditation. So you'll get the meditation shortly.
Good. Thank you.
No problem. I'm glad you're here. I was wondering, missed you. I missed you.
Well, I've started the process of trying to get my Mexican driver's license.
Good for you.
So I was running around getting paperwork done, practicing my Spanish.
Good for you.
And trying to find my way in and out of a town that I'd never been to before. So yeah, there's a lot of places I haven't driven yet. So
look at you, just on the learning curve, growing. Good for you. That's fabulous.
it's scary.
I'm imagining. Oh, okay. So Delmain, we haven't heard from you.
Okay, so the first colors I saw were yellows and oranges. And I went to Mount Baldy, which is, you can see it right from the town of Nordegg, and right on the very top, they call it Baldy because of course it's just rock. It's doesn't have a lot of trees at the very top. So that's where I was. And my gatekeeper, I couldn't see her whole body. All I saw was her beautiful eyes. And they flashed with long lashes. And I got that her name was Elsa. And when we asked the guides in, each one of them came in and took both my hands and just gave me a little squeeze as they went in. But I only could envision a lion and an elephant. And to me at the time, that meant someone with strength and someone with wisdom. And so I didn't see the other ones, but I feel that possibly my grandmother, my mother's mother, was there. And there were 7 of them.
Okay.
And they told me, we need to tell you, you are loved, which made me cry. And then that I am on the right path and to trust my intuition. And then they started chanting a hum. And I hummed along. And it was really kind of cool. It was kind of like the Om, and just kept doing that for a while. And so that was kind of cool. And I just felt they're pure love. And that's what I got from that. And we were sitting in lawn chairs around the fire.
Nice. So like it really fills your heart up when you connect with your guide team, because it's that beautiful unconditional parental higher love, right? That as adults we don't feel that as much, right? Like we don't, as a child you maybe had that or didn't, it's hard to say, right? That beautiful love from parents of protection, and you are completely unconditionally cared for and loved. And so when we tap into that beautiful universal love that comes through with our guides and angels, it's, whew, yeah, moves you to tears, and it's real. It's real. So the thank you all for sharing. It's beautiful. I so appreciate it. The module has lots of different creative prompts if you want them. We're going to be painting the tree of life, the connection, on the 28th is when we meet to connect with our creative day. So I'm looking forward to that. I think I'm going to have a long, like maybe a 12 by 24 canvas, tall canvas to paint our tree on. We can just paint any kind of tree we want, a twisted tree, a tree of life. We could whatever comes through for us will be perfect. And also in there is a list of questions that you can ask your guides and angels. So if you're kind of sitting there going, I don't really know what to say, I don't, this might help you with a focused intention, because the more clear we are on the guidance that we're looking for or the connection we're looking for, the more clear their answers are. So if you find yourself sitting there and you don't know what to ask, it's okay to just commune with them, just to be in their energy, just to hang out and ask them for any messages they might have. But when you come with a specific question, you're more apt to get a clearer answer from them, right? Because we are beings of free choice and we are here as creators. They can only work through us, give us the energy to keep going, but they're not the creators here on this earth plane. So, any thoughts or questions, you guys?
What date did you say that was?
It is the 28th at 10 a.m. again, same time as today, Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you.
Okay.
Are you in Pacific or Mountain Time, Susan?
I'm in Central, but
Central.
it's we don't do daylight savings, so it's the same as Mountain Time, I think.
Right. And I think daylight savings is the next week, so we're good. I think we're okay for that. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you. Reach out if you have any questions, any thoughts. Keep practicing, have fun with your meditations, and I will see you on the 20th. Well, the mystics in the certification, I see you next Friday.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, at 10 a.m. on Friday, we start our
Day at 10. What's that for?
the mystic business part begins.
Okay.
It's the third manual for you.
Is it another manual? Okay.
Yes, just these, and then the rest of them that we go through later on don't have manuals. It's just
okay.
the mystic, business one. Okay.
Okay.
Janice, can you stay on one sec so I can ask you some question about all these resources and things?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
I mean, anybody else can stay too if they have a question.
Okay.
Sorry.
If you gotta go, I will see
I'm
you
gonna
later.
go. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.